need us to understand a couple points here today. That sin is universal. Sin is universal. Did you hear me that? For every person in this room, we now, because of Adam and Eve, because we are a descendant of Adam and Eve, all humanity is born with the inclination to rebel against the things of God. You can't run from that. You are not the exception in this picture. It is universal for every single one of us. Sin is not just behavior. I want you to hear this loud and clear. Sin is not just bad behavior. It's a condition. It's a condition that you and I can't get away from. We can't concoct the best medicine to eliminate it or suppress it. We are not sinners because we sin. We sin because we are sinners. I want you to hear me on that again. We are not sinners because we sin. We sin because we are sinners. That means people that do not have a relationship with Jesus, guess what? Some people are doing their very best because that's what they know. That's what they experience. They don't know any different. They've never experienced God. They don't know what it's like. That's where you and I come into play as followers of Jesus, is to show people and to tell people about the good news. Man, we're just getting started here. Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things. James 4:17 says, sin can be defined as knowing what God wants you to do and not doing it. If you want a simple, practical definition of what sin is, it's knowing about the things of God and then choosing disobedience. And choosing to walk away from it. And choosing not to do what God said to do. And choosing wrong over right. In Mark 7:20-23, it says, it is what comes from the inside that defiles you. For from within, out of a person's heart, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All these things come from within. They are what defile you. There's another verse in Matthew and Luke that says, out of the overflow of your heart, your mouth will speak. And mouth is not just a literal word for what we speak with, but it's how we live, how we do things. I got news for you today that if there's something not right inside, internally in your heart, you can't hide that from people. Because when times are tough, when there's tension in the room, it's going to show up at its best. You can't sweep it under a rug and say, oh, I'll deal with that later. Because later will occur in a moment that you won't like. Sin is not just breaking rules. It is breaking relationship. You see, the sin that occurred in the garden was more than just a do or don't. And when God gives us direction and gives us guidelines to live by, His law is not meant to hinder us. Law is not meant to control us. It's actually meant to give us freedom because He knows that outside of those guidelines, we're going to hurt ourselves and destroy ourselves. And you see, the same is true when beginning in the garden. He told Adam and Eve, do not touch this tree. But they did it anyway. Sin is not just breaking rules. It is breaking the relationship that God so desires with His creation. That's you and I. You see, because you and I were created in His image. Not in anybody else's image. Not in any other God's image. In His image. He loves us that much. In fact, Romans 1:18 says, but God shows His anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness.